Welcome back to Let's Talk About It. And in today's session, we're going to be talking about multi-factor authentication. Woohoo! So James, all the time now, we're hearing all this talk about MFA. And what is that all about?
So it stands for multi-factor authentication, and it's basically just talking about a higher level of security for logging into whatever service we're talking about. So sometimes it could be web portals to try to get into, I'll use the terms for the products we don't love, but Yahoo, G Suite, Hotmail, any of your web-based type email accounts, you're smart to turn that on. And what happens is when you log in, you have obviously your normal username and password, but then it'll send a code to your cell phone, let's say, or it could be your email address as well. There's different ways to do it, but it's basically a second tier of trying to get into your account to protect you. And the goal, of course, is that most hackers or bad actors, we'll call them, won't have your cell phone, so they're not going to be able to get into your email box. It's pretty much that straightforward.
So a password is not good enough anymore?
You know what? It really isn't. Obviously we're doing better passwords these days. We're doing ones with special characters, with capitals, with numbers. We're doing a lot of things like that. But believe it or not, there are these little bots that run on the internet, and they will, try different combinations of stuff based on multiple factors. But within a second or 2 seconds, they're able to try maybe 100 times, 1,000 times even. So chances are, if you don't have a really strong password, and sometimes even when you do, people can still get into your accounts.
So with this multi-factor authentication, then if you get my password and you know that, you can't get into whatever it is, portal.
No, so there would be the first step, of course. They would try to get into the portal, and then of course it's waiting now. It's sitting there while it sends you the code to your cell phone saying, here's the code you were looking for to get into your account. Of course, this bad actor wouldn't have that, so they couldn't get into your account. And you, of course, on your end, you're going to see this code all of a sudden, and you haven't tried to log into your portal. So hopefully that's an indicator that somebody's trying to get into your account. Right. You need to go change your password. You need to go deal with that. That's an important key factor, because it happens a lot where people get these codes and not sure what they're about, what was going on. It's usually when the bad actor's trying to get in.
Wow. Can you protect a whole computer that way? Like when I log into my computer?
You totally can, yeah. There are products out there that allow you to do that, and you couldn't get into your machine at all. You couldn't get into any of your stuff. So not just these web portals we've been talking about, but even the computer itself. Right. Logging into what's called the Active Directory, where the users and passwords are created. You wouldn't be able to get into anything if you didn't have that code from that phone. So it means, what does it mean, right? Like, hopefully I don't lose my cell phone.
It doesn't mean it takes me 15 minutes to log in, does it?
No, well, that's the other thing. It's almost instant, right? And a lot of the time, it's not like you have to enter a code a second time. Sometimes it's just an app that'll pop up with a yes or no, or a green square or a red square. These little things, very super simple for you to just click on, and allows you back into your account.
So it's simple for me as the user. Yep. Tough on the guy that's the hacker.
Trying to get in, very tough. And that's what we're trying to do, right? Like right. That's a huge topic that we're talking about a lot these days, is protecting stuff. And there are so many viruses out there. There are so many things that can encrypt your data, so many things that can steal passwords, steal different things. It's just not worth fooling around with this anymore, and we, to our customers, we make sure we implement it. It's kind of like you have to do this. It's not a question anymore. It's not an option. You need to put on MFA or 2FA.
And you can put it on most anything. Like if you want to protect like your mail account or various portals, it works with almost anything.
That's the thing, is there's a flavor that'll work on every different product you use. Works on PC as well as Apple products. It's really related to the service you're going to use. So it's kind of irrelevant what it is you're using it on. Even a tablet, even your stuff you would access on your cell phone. There are ways that you can set it up so you get an email on another device even saying, right. Do you allow access to this? And we'll see this frequently where some of the services like Gmail will warn you. They'll say, I see you're trying to log in from this place in this location. They actually have geolocation, and they'll let you know that somebody's trying to get in, and typically it's you. A good example might be your social media specialist. You've given them access to your account so that they can go and do postings for you, and maybe they're on vacation in Mexico, and they're trying to get in and do their work for you. You would see this note saying someone's trying to get into your account from Mexico. Is that okay? Typically that would be a no, right? So I think it's important that these things are in place so that you're more aware of what's happening with your accounts. It's really that simple.
Thanks a lot for tuning in today on Let's Talk About It, and we'll see you next time.